What's up guys, and welcome to another track guide. This week we're at Kazan ring with the Mazda MX-5 Cup, and this is one of the most difficult tracks I've ever driven with this car. This is a super complex and technical track that has pretty much every scenario that you can think of. And while you're pushing yourself to be able to deal with all of those different situations, you also have to navigate through really strict track limits. And that combination of factors pushed me to my absolute limit, both regarding my driving and my setup making. And as always, if you want to use the exact setup that I crafted for this track, make sure you join my Discord to get it for free. And a special thank you to all of our YouTube members who are getting this content with a 2-day head start compared to everyone else. I massively appreciate you guys giving this much support to my work, so let's get into the track guide. Coming into turn 1, start braking about a car length before the beginning of the outside curb, and focus on keeping the car stable and settled as we get closer and closer to the apex of the corner. The varying radiuses of this section makes it very easy for us to misinterpret what this corner needs. And the best way to make it through is to have a balanced entry and be able to put the power to the ground without many issues. And having any form of excessive rotation on the way into the corner is going to allocate some of our grip capabilities into lateral load, and that would subtract the amount of grip that we have to accelerate forwards while keeping a tight line. Into the hairpin, start braking about a car length into the outside curb, and try your best to stay off the ABS as you get deeper into the corner. The elevation changes that happen on the later stages of the braking zone make it very easy for us to get into an understeer situation if we don't modulate the brakes correctly. And understeer at the minimum speed point of a turn is the exact opposite of what we look for when we're trying to go fast. For the exit, as this is a second gear corner, don't forget that the car is going to be very lively and you're going to be able to control your angle of rotation with your right foot. So ease your way into the throttle and try to keep it within the white lines. Start braking around 70% pressure as soon as you approach the top of the crest, and remember that for these downhill corners your steering wheel becomes pretty much useless, so pretty much all of your rotation will be done through the brake pedal and engine braking. After clearing the left-hander with the tightest line possible, sharply turn right, trying to keep the car as agile as possible while still maximizing track limits. As long as you keep at least 2 tires within the white lines, your lap should be valid. Also, one of the most important things about this entire section is that we don't go wide after this right-hander, so don't be scared to lift to keep a tighter line. As soon as you get to this curb on the left, hug it like your favorite grandma until it's time for you to go your own separate ways. Brake hard as soon as you get to the white letters on the ground and keep going straight for a very sharp turn-in at the end of the braking zone. You should aim to take the inside curb with a very neutral car and at least 50% throttle. And that amount of acceleration is going to give us some forward momentum and lift the nose of the car so it takes the hit of the curb a little bit better. Turn in still at full throttle, and as you get closer to the inside curb, lift and use a little bit of brake so we can keep a tight line for both the middle of the corner and also the exit, as going wide after this turn would make our lives very hard for the last corner. Turn in as the outside curve begins and use coasting and small amounts of brake as a means of rotation to be able to make it through this corner cleanly and safely. If you decide to get greedy with too much momentum, it's very likely that you're going to understeer off the track and invalidate your lap. So that was a lap around Kazan ring with the Mazda MX-5 Cup, and I hope this track guide was helpful to your week of racing in low fuel motorsports. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy the hot lap.